Number 10. The next Badass Monsterverse villain. Oh yeah, boy, you heard that right. The next Godzilla villain may very well be the most powerful enemy that the King of Monsters has ever faced. Starting from the likes of the classic Toho kaijus like the rock and roll monstrosity and Gigan, the malevolent Godzilla killer, Destroya, the evil nemesis, Space Godzilla, and let's not forget the terrifying hybrid bionic antagonist, Biollante. Seeing the destructive nature of each of these titans, we decided to term them as the Four Horsemen, because why the hell not? After all, each of these classic villains have got it in their locker to easily overpower the Big G. Apart from them, however, the Monsterverse may even introduce a new titan powerful enough to give the G-Man a run for his money. Number 9. More monster action, less human drama. Now, this is something that most fans would love to see. In an interview, Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard raised this possibility himself by expressing an interest in making a movie where the humans are only 35% of the film. According to Wingard, this is exactly what he would want if he were to be put back in the director's chair for another Monsterverse movie. And we're not complaining. From what we saw in the most recent showdown, Wingard's approach to Godzilla vs. Kong indicates that such a plan might actually work. The movie also demonstrated that the monsters don't really have to be fighting for them to come off as interesting. This was made clear by Kong's discovery of the Hollow Earth Temple and Godzilla blasting a hole through the Hollow Earth. So if the next movie offers even more of this and less of the humans, who are never going to be welcomed by most viewers anyway, Godzilla 3 could be a game changer for the franchise after Godzilla vs. Kong. Number 8. Introducing the perfect Kong nemesis. Godzilla isn't the only alpha in the Monsterverse. There's the alpha from the Hollow Earth in Kong as well, and he too may indeed face an old enemy of his own. You see, Kong could end up being challenged by King Caesar, who could have a backstory that borrows from Godzilla vs. Mecha Godzilla. In that movie, King Caesar was said to be a powerful being treated like a god by the ancient people of Okinawa, who worshipped him as their god and protector. When they needed his aid, a member of a royal family would sing a song capable of summoning him from his resting place. King Caesar's origin is full of fantasy elements, but what's interesting about that is it all fits in perfectly with Godzilla and Kong's shared cinematic universe. In fact, summoning rituals like King Caesar's already exist in the Monsterverse. Godzilla, King of the Monsters director Mike Dougherty has confirmed previous incarnations of the Monsterverse's Mothra were awakened with music. Number 7. Details about the ancient Titan War. The myths are real. There was a war and they're the last one standing. Okay, we get that part. What's next? Well, the Iwi paintings and the axe made from Godzilla's dorsal fins confirm that when Godzilla and Kong's ancestors fought for the first time, it was in the Hollow Earth world. Alright, further artwork in the opening credits points towards additional Monsterverse titans, Mothra and the Skullcrawlers taking sides as well. At least one of the battles during the war seemingly happened in Kong's temple. However, aside from that, the film doesn't go into much detail about their war or why Godzilla and Kong are the last ones standing. That being said, the Godzilla vs. Kong novelization goes a long way in filling in the blanks. But the next installment is where we may get a proper glimpse into the war and a clear-cut understanding as to who are the ones taking part and from which side and why. Number 6. Introduction of a new Mecha Titan. Mechagodzilla's defeat in Godzilla vs. Kong could lead to the Monsterverse introducing a new mechanized titan, Mogera. The defeat of Mechagodzilla at the end of Godzilla vs. Kong may give rise to Mogera in a future episode of the franchise. The famous Toho robot has the potential to become the Monsterverse's second mechanized titan, succeeding Godzilla's robotic counterpart. Mechagodzilla was destroyed when Godzilla and Kong teamed up against him in Godzilla vs. Kong. But that doesn't necessarily mean the end to synthetic robot titans in the Monsterverse. A chance to return to the big screen could come from Mogera now that Mechagodzilla's been disposed of. Number 5. More Hollow Earth exploration and action. From what the Monsterverse has shown us so far, it'd be safe to say that most of the Titans originated from the Hollow Earth. So it's only natural to be intrigued and fascinated about the kingdom within than the usual scenario on the surface. Furthermore, the presence of various other kaiju and monsters that we've never seen before GVK makes the premise of the Hollow Earth all the more interesting. There's also the theory of a star existing in the middle of the magical lands where Kong is the alpha. Let's not also forget that we may be in for more Kong tearing up Warbats action and maybe even clashes with other new titans. All I can say is there's some interesting things coming our way. Number 4. Appearance of a classic Toho monster who'd be a perfect fit for the Hollow Earth. Among the Toho kaiju that Godzilla could meet at some point is Baragon, a Toho monster who feels like he belongs in Hollow Earth. The kaiju was first seen in 1965's Frankenstein vs. Baragon as an opponent of the film's super-sized protagonist, and he's a four-legged reptilian beast with a horn between his eyes, horns that can fire fireballs. Now, what really makes Baragon a monster who could be easily translated to the Monsterverse is his signature ability. The subterranean dinosaur possesses the ability to burrow underground and dig tunnels that allow him to surface wherever he wants. He spends most of his time beneath the earth, so it's pretty easy to imagine a titan like this being right at home in the Hollow Earth tunnels. Number 3. Titans assemble under Godzilla for the promised war. Legendary's Monsterverse is teeming with titans, thanks to Ghidorah and the Orca's mass awakening in Godzilla King of Monsters. But still, none of the titans from King of the Monsters appeared in Godzilla vs. Kong. That doesn't mean they won't return. There's a chance Godzilla 3 will include them, and perhaps even more. If Legendary decides to give the Japanese pop culture icon a third solo film, it will have the opportunity to not only bring back Rodan and company, but also to introduce some original titans and Monsterverse versions of old faves from Toho's catalog. Number 2. Godzilla 3 may introduce multiple villains. Perhaps the best path for Godzilla 3 to take is for it to pick more than one villain. Looking at what the Monsterverse has already done, that's actually better than a singular foe. Through his fights with the Mutos, Ghidorah, and Kong, Godzilla has already established himself as the apex predator of the Earth's entire ecosystem and the most powerful force on the planet. And while his robotic adversary did beat him, it's already been made clear that Godzilla could have defeated Mechagodzilla alone had he not been weakened. So now that Godzilla's combat capabilities have only went from strength to strength, a single monster villain can't really suffice, especially if you consider the various other major titans that have acknowledged the Big G as the alpha. With that in mind, let's all hope to see multiple evil monsters. Number 1. Every Toho kaiju that may appear. The Monsterverse has laid the groundwork for a number of Toho kaiju to appear in future Godzilla movies, including the next one. The list features a number of big names from the world of kaiju to some mediocre ones as well. Nevertheless, this is a pretty exciting development, and let's see who are in line to cause some destruction next. We have Destroya, Mogera, Jet Jaguar, Baragon, Biollante, Gigan, Anguirus, Mecha King Ghidorah, Batra, Ibira, Megalon, and Megaguirus. Now, we're obviously not 100% certain who's appearing and who's not, but expect to see at least 2 kaijus out of these. And boy, oh boy, what an awesome lineup we have. And with that, it's a wrap for this video. Hope you enjoyed it thoroughly. Thanks for watching. Now, if you want to keep watching more videos like these, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and smash the bell icon too while you're at it. You're watching Factholic. This is your host, Scott Leffler. Signing off for now. Peace.